so angry. I'm just like not happy, dude.
I know you put the fire symbol on there. You should have put the crying eyes.
It was not fire.
Hey, so welcome everybody to our review of Avengers Infinity War, part 1 of the 2-part series. Ms. Maple just got to watch it for the very first time, and we're about to hear her thoughts. So Maple, tell the world. What'd you think?
The movie was really good until the end. So upset.
That's the review, guys.
Literally, I feel bad for the Patreon because I'm just basically crying. Couldn't even make it through the end credit scene crying.
Oh, man. Did it go how you thought it would?
No. No. I mean, so two things that, or the one biggest thing that I think that came to my mind is that it was difficult throughout the movie to mourn at certain points. Mm. Because it's like Loki died once. Is he actually dead, right?
That's true, right.
And then it's like, man, are they really going to kill Thor like right at the beginning? Which then they didn't.
Yep, I agree with all that.
And so then it's like, okay, like I really love and care about Gamora. So then she dies, but does she actually die? But then it's also because that scene, there's certain scenes that are with Thanos. He infuriates me. He's ruining one of my favorite movie series. He is literally ruining the whole thing. Like,
yeah, right. This is kind of the movie where Thanos comes in and ruins everything.
Oh my god. And so then there's like parts where he's involved, and then I find him insufferable to be around.
Him and his I am inevitable.
Yeah, God, who freaking cares? Just sit down. Go sit back in your chair. You've been sitting this whole time. Sit back down.
Yeah, all the movies were fun. Chair. Everyone was having a good time.
Yeah, like we were having an okay time. You know, like it was fine. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, big purple jerk, huh?
Big purple jerk.
What do you think about him and they get into how he found Gamora?
Yeah, that's wild. Mm-hmm. But that's what I was saying. There's moments that have him in it, and because I find him insufferable, it makes it hard to just like I wanted to cry. But I felt myself being more angry than anything.
Yeah. Right.
And resentful. So then when Gamora gets thrown off the edge, I'm not like, like I'm literally like, fuck you, dude.
No, I feel like it's pretty rough, right? Yeah, you're more angry. So did you feel a kinship with Peter Quill then? Yeah,
I think their relationship, I teared up at a point with them too, because their connection, the principle of family behind it is what makes that very difficult. And Peter Quill isn't as what would the word be? He's not as spacey. I don't know. Good one, Maple.
Oh, do you mean like flaky spacey?
Or just he doesn't have as many punchlines.
Oh, right, yeah.
In this movie.
Yeah, they made him a bit more serious.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah. He's a little bit more serious, which I think shows maybe a little bit more of the development of their relationship as well, that he is being a little bit more serious with Gamora. And it's funny to watch them meet Thor. So I like that Thor was introduced to the other people that are also in space. Right. And then from there, we introduce the Avengers, because then he's kind of that Earthling.
Connective tissue, yeah, absolutely.
Between the two. So it was nice to watch them all kind of... But that's the thing. They're all dead. Does it matter? I'm over here like, that's amazing.
Yeah, this is going to be so great in the future when they all team up and do
when
all
they all
cool
vaporize
stuff.
into dust.
In the afterlife.
Yeah, sounds good. And I'm frustrated because I don't understand why Doctor Strange... I don't freaking know. He basically, before he vaporized, just said there was no other way. And he was meditating and like fighting for his life, doing his little mudras.
Yes.
Comes back and says there was like 14 million possible ways for an outcome. And when he's asked how many did we win? 1.
Right, yeah.
And I guess giving him the stone, it was the option. Wanda is Insane too, this movie does, again, show just how powerful she is.
Mm-hmm.
Why we're not elaborating on that more. There's even a joke when they're in Wakanda. Okoye, she says, why didn't we have her down here sooner?
Yeah, right. Because she's so powerful. Yeah.
She's just like, yeah, same, you know?
Yeah. Well, and speaking of hanging out down there, Mr. Barnes gets back in the fight, huh?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
He's got a cool vibranium arm now. It's not just made out of whatever steel or whatever.
Also gets vaporized, so...
Also gets vaporized. How fun was him and Rocket Raccoon, though?
Yeah, when I saw them, I kind of thought of Gimli...
Yeah.
Legolas. Not that they have history like that, but the banter.
Yeah, right. And you knew,
when he's like, I'm going to get that arm.
Exactly, right. He's so obsessed with getting people's prosthetics.
Yeah. And when he gives Thor the eye, you're just like, I was just thinking, oh my God.
Is there any point that you were like, oh, this might not end happy? Like, we might not just win and everything is like, yay.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like when Gamora dies.
Okay.
When he throws her off the thing.
Movie starts to feel like it's taken.
Red Skull? I know he got cast, but for some reason it just feels weird that he's just there.
It's funny you say that because my roommate and I were just talking about that downstairs. We're like, why is it Red Skull? It's just so random.
I had to stop the movie. I was like, is that meant to be Red Skull?
Oh, yeah.
Because and I had to look it up. Red face guy, Captain America.
Well, he gets vaporized by the Tesseract in the... Captain America, the first Avenger.
Yeah.
And the Tesseract is holding the Space Stone. So it's like, if he had got vaporized by the Mind Stone, then maybe I would get that more. But it's just so strange to have him show up.
Especially in such a
Mind
specific place.
I'm sorry, I kept saying Mind Stone. I meant the Soul Stone.
The Soul Stone, right?
Right.
It's just such a specific place to have him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could have just had nothing there.
Yeah, you have to have some guardian thing.
And then some entity appears, not...
Well, that's what I was saying, is it could have just been a new character, just a random ghost man or something.
Yeah.
He's like, I am the guardian of the soul.
They could have just kept it as him cloaked. Like Dementor, Harry Potter style.
It almost felt like they wanted to bring him back somehow, but they didn't know how to fit him into the story. So they're like, okay, I don't know, maybe he's the guardian of the soul stone.
Yeah.
Honestly, it probably is some comic book thing that I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Hopefully somebody tells us. I'm sure.
Oh, if it is, they will.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. Let us know if that's a thing.
So how'd you feel about Peter getting to kind of be an honorary full-on Avenger and do some Avenger fighting?
Once I just feel it's almost so unglamorous, though, the way that he was introduced to the Avengers.
Right.
Because I do feel that Spider-Man as a character is definitely deserving of being an Avenger.
Mm-hmm.
And he is similar to, Captain America, someone who wants it.
Right.
Who wants to be good and wants to fight and do well. At this point, I don't know what it is with Tony.
Well, I think he is he just can't let go that he's a kid, and he really, really doesn't want him to get hurt. And so it's like, if it's something really safe and we kind of need a little help, no big deal. But if it's this level, like, you're a kid and anyone else can they're an adult, so they can sign up for this. But
they kind of have already been through.
But if this happens to you, that's on me.
Oh, yeah.
And so I think that's why he doesn't want him involved in the really scary, really dangerous stuff.
Yeah, makes sense. But that's why I'm saying, though, it's like at any point in time, could he have given him a more honorable entry into the Avengers, which I assume already happened a little bit and he turned it down.
Well, that was Homecoming.
Yeah.
Yeah. He tried to and he said
no.
And said
no. But just to be like, bink, bink, you're an Avenger now.
Right. Well, I think the idea was that kid wasn't supposed to follow him up there in the first place. So
he
it's like,
wasn't.
Well, now that you're here, I guess,
and just reluctantly included him.
How'd you feel about them meeting the Guardians there and not knowing who each other were? He's like, who's your master? He's like, what, am I supposed to say, Jesus?
Jesus. Yeah. It was funny, yeah. And I was saying it's like that Spider-Man meme with Spider-Man, but the Avengers were there. Yeah. And they're trying to figure, you're not with Thanos?
Right.
So it was funny.
Wanda and Vision.
Yeah.
Their kind of romance, I feel like, has been moved forward.
Absolutely. I didn't know Vision could mask himself that way as a person, which was weird. because he's such a shiny red and gold entity.
Yes, yeah.
It's bizarre to see him in a flesh suit.
It's probably nice shooting days for Paul Bettany because he can just be like, hey, I don't have to wear 18 hours worth of makeup today.
Yeah, he can just put on a shirt and
walk
pants
around.
and walk around in Scotland.
And then they tie up a little bit too with like Captain America, you know, because obviously ever since Civil War, some things have not been, you know, tidied up. And so he got to, you know, come back and get this man his shield.
Yeah, Captain America is very hot. Now the
beard
adds a whole other level to that
the
man.
Long hair.
Yeah.
Now he's a bad boy too.
Bad boy. Maybe that's what I dig is the beard and long hair.
He was too squeaky clean before, but now he's on the run. He's a rogue.
Am I figuring out my type through MC?
You're like, oh, it's not just Bucky.
It's just all bearded, long-haired men.
Well, now Bucky's got, I think, a pretty fresh beard too, right? Well,
yeah.
So that does kind of. So let's get into the snap. So that whole little segment leading into it is pretty intense too. I mean, it's like that whole thing of Wanda going through it with Vision, and it's like, oh man, that's so sad. She had to basically kill him, and he's like, you could never hurt me, and it's so sad. And then Thanos even comes and ruins that. Yeah,
I didn't think after he snapped it to be just so dramatic.
No music was a huge choice.
Yeah, so dramatic.
Yeah.
And it's just one after the next. And it's not an instant thing.
Yeah, they didn't just all go away.
No.
It's like you watch one, then another one, another one.
And then,
I think Bucky's like one of the first ones you see.
Yeah.
If I recall.
Yeah.
And then the one that I remember really got me by surprise was Black Panther going to Okoye and being like, this is no place to die.
I know, because I thought Okoye, I was like, they're going to kill Okoye.
Yeah, you're thinking like, oh, side characters and like main characters are getting got. Which one do you think affected you the most? Because I have an easy, solid, for sure answer on
Spider-Man.
that. Oh my god, I was the whole movie. People know I'm not the biggest fan
Spider-Man.
of the series. In the theater, I was fucking weeping on that Spider-Man part.
If we cut back to the reaction, right? I bet you that's probably where I finally started crying.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh man,
I did pretty good.
Yeah,
I was. It was more of like a chest feeling. Mm-hmm. My stomach kind of upset, but when he was...
Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. And that reminds you that, like, that's what Tony's talking about, is that he is a kid. Yeah. And so it's like when the things got that serious, it's like, no, he's just a little boy. And he reverts back to like, oh, sir, like, please, sir, you know,
I know.
Like, help me. I don't want to play anymore. I'm sorry. And it's like, oh, that's what we're dealing with, though, you know? Yeah, that one's rough. Let's see. Groot gets got. I mean, almost
Groot,
all the events.
Groot was sad too because Groot's just so. Groot to me is
so
also
innocent.
like an animated version of a child, right?
I agree. Absolutely.
Of a kid.
Yeah. Basically all the Guardians except for Nebula and Rocket, I think. Okay.
Yeah. God dang! I couldn't even hardly make it through the end credit scene. I was still crying.
I was like,
and then I was like, oh, Nick Fury.
Yeah. Poor Nick Fury. He's like, oh, mother.
Yeah, motherfucker. Is that... Yeah, and what you get, that, like you said, no music. I was saying it felt so dramatic.
Oh, it's ominous.
And you just get that thunder. It's just that, yeah.
And then you finally get Thanos' stupid face sitting there in his little garden planet being like...
I don't know if I can watch Spider-Man again. Mantis goes, and I was like, no, Mantis. Because she, too, is just so sweet.
Yeah, it's all the best ones. Well, that's what I'm saying. Everybody in the Guardians basically goes. It's like it's just two of them who don't.
Rocket, and so it's just Rocket and Quill then, huh?
Rocket and Nebula. Quill goes, too.
Rocket and Nebula.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bad.
Yeah, it's probably traumatizing. It's hard to remember everybody.
And how bad, too, that for Tony... He has been so stressed about this whole thing.
Absolutely right.
And probably the one person that we have been able to visually see and vocally understand that is the most worried about this collective group of people.
Yes.
And how it weighs on him. And he's literally just watching all of this happen.
And he's been complaining about it since, like, Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
That, like, we need to do something. We need to keep this kind of thing from happening.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what did he say? He wanted a suit of armor around the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he kind of feels like their dad.
Oh, he does feel like a dad, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He got hella stabbed. I thought he was going to freaking die.
Yeah. Well, especially because people are already dying. Like, Loki finally, really, truly does the right thing.
No, I thought he was going to betray his brother again.
Again, for the 80 millionth time. I really think the turnaround point for me with him was that moment where Thor throws the ball at him or whatever, and he's like, I would hug you if you were really here, and he's like, I'm here. Yeah. And I think he's saying like, no, I'm here now. Yeah. Like I'm with you now.
I'm with you.
And so he kind of made his choice then. And so opening it right there with his sacrifice is a cool way to be like, okay, well, this all wasn't for completely not, like there was some spiritual growth with him.
Yeah, the movie does start very, very intensely.
It really does, right? Yeah. It kind of gets into jokes again because I think you've got the like, they're talking about like the ice cream flavors. And he's like, Hulka burning fudge is our favorite. And he's like, oh, Stark Raving strawberry. But the beginning, like right off the bat, is serious. What do you think about the Hulk getting beat up by Mr. Thanos?
Yeah, kind of insane because Hulk is supposed to be there.
Oh, yeah. The strongest Avenger, right?
The strongest. Yeah, he's supposed to just come in clutch, essentially. Mm-hmm. And then now we run into an issue where Hulk is always a problem, or they're always trying to mitigate Hulk. Hulk is not even a part of more than half the movie.
Exactly right. Yeah. The Hulk doesn't like want to come out.
No, he's fighting with Banner. He's fighting himself.
So the last movie is like all Hulk, and then this movie is like all Banner.
All Banner.
Right. So did you love it? Is your favorite one? Where would you rank this one?
I don't know right now. I didn't even put it on my list. I'm just so upset. I was really loving it until everybody started vaporizing. It
probably feels like the most Avengers-y movie because they've had so many Avengers now. Yeah. When everyone shows up, it's now the full like 20-something movies. I know.
There just wasn't enough time of all of them together, though. Right. I didn't get the time I needed with them coming back together. Mm-hmm. It was so rushed. Yeah. They just had to do it.
Just the big, jerky, purple guy that's been sitting in his chair for the last 10 years is finally showing up.
I know. I'm like so stressed. My neck hurts.
It turns out he was actually a big deal.
Big purple jerk.
Yeah, exactly. Big purple jerk.
Big purple jerk.
So yeah, you got any predictions? What do you think's going to happen in the next one?
I don't know. Hopefully somebody gets Tony out of space.
Oh yeah, because he's stuck up there.
Yeah. They're on what is it called? There's so many planets.
There are, yeah.
I made a joke. I was like the easiest planet or line because they'll put where they are across the screen. The first one was space.
Yeah, right.
It's like, thank you. Yeah, space, thanks.
There we are. Great. Good to hear. Good to know.
And then it's like Thor saying this one planet where he goes, Lannister's there. And it's like, it's kind of how it sounds. So
also, speaking of Thor, the opening too also keys you in on whose ship that was in the end of Ragnarok. Mm-hmm. And that's why that was like such a big like, oh my God, like, hey guys, we're going home. It's going to be great. We'll find a new place. And then immediately they run into Thanos. It's like, no.
Yeah. And like, they're all dead.
It's not good.
All dead.
It's not good.
Just bodies and bodies.
They just dealt with the Hela thing, like, 20 minutes ago?
Literally.
Yeah.
You just left.
And that movie ends on such a high note where it's like, okay, like, where are we going to go? Like, oh, well, we'll find out, guys. It's going to be great. Yay!
I know, and I'm sitting there, home is where your people are. The whole message of that freaking movie. Right. I guess home isn't anywhere if they're all dead, so...
If a big purple jerk wants to show up and ruin your day.
Purple jerk just sounds, like, mildly inappropriate for some reason. Does it not? Like, a little bit? And I don't know why, but it kind of does.
It absolutely does. With his balls chin.
His balls chin. Yeah.
Big butt head.
It looks like one, like, unisack.
Yeah, that's it. He's got a slightly sacky kind of thing going on to his chin.
But it's just, like, one thing.
So you didn't buy into his vision? And he's like, hey, the resources and stuff. I got to get rid of half the people, so there's twice as much. You weren't into his genocide
I was not
plan?
Really buying the genocide.
You didn't buy it?
No.
You didn't sway your opinion at all?
And in fact, I don't think anyone else was either. And people kept telling him that his idea was terrible. And he just kept rolling with it. And at some point, if no one else has the same idea as you should probably put 2 and 2 together. But
he knows better than everybody,
Yeah.
They just don't know.
Oh my God.
Did you feel bad?
He suffers with the power of knowledge.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to be
It's hard to be a big purple butthole.
Did you? The mine sounded inappropriate. Yeah. Did you feel bad for him when he had that little moment with baby Gamora and she's like, "Did you do it?"
I hope he feels terrible. I hope his karma is horrible.
She's like, "What did it cost?" He's like, "Everything."
Hope whatever happens in Endgame hurts him. I want him to be done.
Okay, so...
And his little minions suck.
Yeah, they did, didn't
Wizward, hate that guy. Yeah. The guy they call Squidward.
With the stupid...
Yeah, and he's like...
Yeah, the telepathy stuff and all that, yeah.
I'm Doctor Strange, but space.
Space Strange.
I'm Space Strange.
Yeah, he was a big dumb face, too. Yeah, man. It's another Avengers movie. I think this one, there's a little less of them all fighting and kind of getting on board and team together, but... It's because there's the...
A little bit more discovery.
Greatest threat of all known. And it was kind of the story because Civil War broke them all apart. This is kind of them coming back together to face the big bad guy. And this time they switch it up a little bit on us and they all lose instead of winning. Well, on that high note, we're going to go into community questions and comments.
On the lowest high note.
We'll see you there. Donnell Atkinson says that the Spider-Man scene at the end, you know the one, was mostly improvised. They just told Tom Holland to act like a teenage kid who didn't want to go. One of his best performances as Spider-Man. What do you think?
I agree. I mean, I haven't seen Spider-Man that much.
Yeah.
But just in terms of a scene of acting in general, great job.
A lot of people die and everyone kind of has to be sad, and I think that's the one that really sold it for me.
Really, yeah. I mean, up there with him when he's underneath all the rubble.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that was a killer scene, too. Tom Holland's just an actor.
He definitely is.
Just acting his pants off.
Yeah, he's acting, acting that spandex off. Oh, thank God. And I don't even have kids, but I would just think of it in that perspective. Soul crushing.
And he wasn't even supposed to be there. Like, what's he going to go say to Aunt May? You know? Yeah.
If he can even get back.
Well, right, yeah.
Yeah.
No, and then having to just be up there and you can't even tell anyone you're sorry or explain what happened.
Yeah.
And you're just stuck up there and you're probably going to die. It's like, yeah, that's rough.
Well, and you just know back home, like he doesn't know. You have to assume that it's happening everywhere, right? Obviously, the plan worked. It went through. He's seeing it happen in front of him, so you have to assume it's happening on Earth, too. Who even knows? Freaking, we didn't even see, Hawkeye, right? He's not in this movie at all.
Yeah, you're right, yeah.
Who knows? Maybe he got vaporized.
Mm-hmm. Just people he didn't even see, right?
Pepper could be gone.
Well, and Gamora said, half the galaxy.
Yes.
So it's, on every planet, Yeah, for sure. The Grandmaster could be gone. What a shame.
What a shame. It's my birthday!
Yeah, it's ship.
Not anymore. Anyway, next question. Give me something good. Pull me out of this hole. God dang it. At least Lord of the Rings gave me something.
Right.
Where I could find... it's selfish, but I was like, I could get closure here. I've waited almost 20 goddamn movies.
Right.
Just to be crushed.
Yeah, this is where it all led. The bad guy comes and wins and kills half the galaxy, and the Avengers couldn't stop him, right?
It's fine.
And then he goes and sits on his little porch, and he looks into the sunset of a grateful universe, or whatever he says, right?
Yeah, I'm so grateful. Thank you.
That's when the music comes back. It's kind of
Yeah, it's freaking psychopants.
So there you go. There's more room for the other Avengers now.
Hit me with the facts. Right. Yeah, people should go though. Go to the community page and see what people have to say.
Yeah, definitely do that.
Because I feel like all of us can learn from each other. It's just some things, we just don't have the time to discuss in length.
Mad Mardigan's back, and he says, Tom Holland wasn't allowed an Infinity War script and was even kept in the dark on how the film ends because he was so bad at letting spoilers slip during the press tour for Spider-Man Homecoming. Mark Ruffalo is also notoriously bad at spoiling his MCU projects, having once accidentally live-streamed the first several minutes of Ragnarok from his cell phone at a sneak peek showing of that film. Ruffalo separately gave up that half of everyone dies in the interview for Infinity War before his cast mates told him to shut the up.
Oh my gosh. Really? That is terrible. That is bad.
It's so bad.
Not everybody. Dude.
Hey, whatever. Am I in trouble? A little. He's so serious, dude. That's really awkward.
He's so funny. Dude. You should wait till you see. And he's doing it he genuinely from his heart is just talking.
He's trying to hype him up.
Yeah, he's like,
go
man,
see it.
Should,
it's good.
Totally wait till you see this. They half of everybody dies.
But homie wasn't even Don Cheadle wasn't even trying to joke. He was just like, I wouldn't even
giving him advice on his profession.
I would just move along.
Next question.
Yeah, exactly like that. He was stressing. He's like, I don't want to be sitting next to you.
Yeah.
I'm going to be involved in this.
Oh, man.
So Tom Holland was notoriously bad for that kind of stuff. And they almost had to have like people like babysit him in interviews to make sure he didn't say things. It's so great.
Oh, sometimes I wonder if I'm the same way. I just get so excited about things and I just want to talk.
Jaden Jones says, one of the first things that come to mind are that none of the cast members except Robert Downey Jr. received the full script for this movie and Endgame because Marvel knew these were going to be the biggest movies of all time and wanted to avoid spoilers, especially from Tom Holland, who's known for being someone that spoils a lot. Instead, the cast either received fake scripts or papers that only had their specific lines on it, so none of the cast except Robert Downey Jr. really knew what was happening in the movie until they all went to see it at the premiere. Isn't that crazy?
Whoa. Yeah, because I guess even like the scenes where they're vaporizing, they're just like, oh, like we just need you to crawl towards the camera, be reaching out as if you were injured. Yeah,
I would assume they maybe knew, at least in context, on the day that they shot. But I think they didn't want to give everyone real scripts in case someone leaked anything. Yeah. Because script leaks happen for sure.
Oh, for sure.
News agencies will come and offer you like, thousands and thousands of dollars for like, hey, just give us, a little, what happens here?
Just give me a little peek.
Just a little taste.
I just want a little taste. Give me a little peek.
And with that kind of stuff, it's not normally the actors. A lot of times it's like the hairdresser who maybe is in the room where they might be able to like sneak a peek, or so-and-so clerk person who has to like copy the pages, that kind of stuff, right? So
wild.
Oh, it's crazy.
Just mind your business. Just let us enjoy it.
I would honestly feel, I don't know. Everyone's got their price, to be fair. But I feel like to an extent, I would feel kind of a responsibility to the people. I don't want to take that from them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Anytime, I want a percentage of the box office.
Well, they don't work for the company. The company's trying actively to keep you from doing it.
And then I want copies of every suit of superhero that I would like to cosplay.
And I want an all expenses trip paid for with Sebastian Stan to the Bahamas.
Can we have a fake honeymoon?
All expenses paid for.
I want a fake honeymoon with Sebastian Stan.
There you go.
Just the honeymoon.
If you can do that, I'll give you page 37 of the script.
Yeah, can we we'll act a wedding.
So yeah, that was Infinity War. Thank you so much everybody for dropping the comments. We really appreciate hearing back from you guys. Like Maple said, absolutely agree. You guys should go check out the community pages and see what people are dropping in there, because there are a lot of really interesting ideas that people have or some trivia, and we just can't cover all of it. So we will catch you guys next time, and we love you.
Bye.